These were announced at the Microsoft press conference. They had a giant focus on third-party titles, and we were able to round out the ones that aren't exclusive and will be hitting the PlayStation 4 as well. Some of the games I decided to leave off this list include The Division 2 because that was announced a little while ago on Twitter. Left Cyberpunk 2077 off this list because that's been announced for a while. However, it has been missing for a long time and the new trailer was great, but we really didn't get much gameplay. Left Fallout 76 off here, of course, because that's been announced and confirmed, and we'll see more of it tonight. But moving on from those, we've got 7 new game announcements to go over, so let's get right into this. In no particular order, let's start off with Devil May Cry 5. Yes, it has been confirmed that Devil May Cry 5 is coming. You might have missed the release window. At the end of the trailer, it did state spring 2019. They panned away from the clear shot, but I was able to catch that. Now, the gameplay itself looks stunning. The game looks like an absolutely slick, fast-paced action game, and the trailer had a great song to go with it, but I know a lot of you guys are going to be immediately disappointed because the main character isn't Dante. Well, it might be Dante if he's getting a new coat of paint to him, because this is not the Devil May Cry Dante that we are familiar with. And I think a lot of you guys wanted to see us go back to that. However, I'm gonna let that slide for a second because the game itself looks so stunning. You did see at the end of the trailer somebody riding in with a motorcycle. Not sure who that might be, but Devil May Cry 5 again will be releasing sometime in spring 2019. Another game that was leaked ahead of E3, Just Cause 4 saw its debut trailer, and here's another Just Cause game, and just like I speculated, this is a game that Avalanche has already been working on for quite a while, and it's already nearing completion as it's been confirmed to be released on December 2nd. Just Cause 4 did seem to have a little bit more serious of a tone, but I am sure it'll still be a very engaging open world adventure. Just Cause really embodies the word fun, and I'm sure we'll be getting more of that in Just Cause 4.
Want me getting shot at? Only time.
Next up, we also have a sequel to Techland's Dying Light and Dying Light 2. Dying Light is once again another open-world zombie survival game, but what was really highlighted in this presentation was the daytime gameplay and the fact that there's going to be a lot of choices implemented. Exactly, it was said that there will be hundreds of choices that really impact how the game evolves. Again, they focused on what was going on in the day, but they did round out the presentation saying they only covered what was happening in the day. Obviously, things get a little bit more intense at night. Dying Light 2 doesn't have an official release window yet, but this is one to keep your eyes on. Dying Light was such a great game released very early on in this generation, and the sequel looks to be even better than that.
Mission for the Peacekeepers, one of the many factions active in the city. They want you to negotiate with 2 survivors who are controlling and hoarding a water supply.
Are you going to insult us with another final offer?
Let's say you choose to carry out the Peacekeepers' orders, one way or another.
Next up, we had one of the best announcements of the entire show thus far. From Software's new title is Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. It's a visually stunning third-person action game, really reminiscent of what From Software is good at. However, this is a far cry from just being another Souls clone. It looks very different. All it really is another third-person action game, but considering From Software is at the helm of this title, we've heard a lot about Shadows Die Twice. We've covered this game in the past and going over all of the various leaks. If those come to fruition, this could be yet another great action game, and From Software is really doing a good job at diversifying the IPs at their disposal. They said they're gonna move away from Souls for a little bit, and here they have done it, and now we are getting Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. Who knows about that Bloodborne 2 leak now? I highly doubt that they would be announcing Sekiro and Bloodborne 2 just a day within each other, but I've seen crazier, so we'll wait and see.
The men you have lost will give way to something more useful. You'll learn to appreciate its worth.
Next up, we had a very surprising announcement in Bandai Namco bringing Jump Force. Jump Force is combining One Piece, Dragon Ball, as well as Naruto in one fighting game, and I'm sure it's going to have a lot of other characters from the Jump franchises. The game itself looked really good. It had a more mature and realistic art style, as realistic as Jump characters can be, that is, but it did look a little bit more dark. And if you didn't catch it, while the trailer did focus on the big three franchises in Dragon Ball, One Piece, and Naruto, at the end of the trailer you could also see Light Yagami with Ryuk from Death Note, so they will also be in the game. That was a pretty cool tease. These Jump games have been released in the past. A lot of them have not come over here in the West. However, with this one being announced at a Western event like E3, Jump Force will obviously be making its way over stateside. Next up, we have a personal favorite announcement of mine, and that is Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition. It is the 10th anniversary of Tales of Vesperia, so it just makes sense for Bandai Namco to go back and remaster Tales of Vesperia. This was the version that was released in Japan that included a bunch of characters. It was also fully voice acted. This version never made its way over to the West. We just got the Xbox 360 version, but now all these years later we are finally getting that experience in the form of Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition. Now some are wondering if this is going to be an Xbox One exclusive. It absolutely is not. Every announcement at the Xbox conference, if it was an exclusive, it was preceded with exclusive or console exclusive. This one was just preceded with world premiere. So Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition will definitely be coming to PlayStation 4 and probably PC as well. And I cannot finally wait to have the definitive experience of Tales of Vesperia. This is, in my opinion, one of the best Tales of a game, if not the best. And it had a great cast of characters and one of the best main characters that I've ever seen in a JRPG. Very likable cast. And that'll be releasing winter this year. And finally, we also have a brand new game from Don't Nod Entertainment, the guys that made Life is Strange, and more recently they also put out Vampire. They are bringing to you the awesome adventures of Captain Spirit, which is set in the Life is Strange universe. The game itself follows Chris, a 10-year-old boy who dreams of adventure. Don't Nod said this: over the past few years, ever since the release of the first game, Don't Nod have been quietly working on the next mainline entry in the Life is Strange universe. During this time, we not only observed what these games truly meant for our fans, but we also put that in the context of what the series means to us and our ambitions for it. This is going to be yet another very story-driven game. If you enjoyed Life is Strange, this is going to be right up your alley, and the awesome adventures of Captain Spirit will be hitting the PlayStation 4 very soon on June 26th.
You're drinking beer?
I don't need a lecture from my son.
I always get picked last for the team at school, and they never throw the ball to me.
They can't tell stories.